welcome Alex. Thank you. Do you want to start by just telling us a little bit about yourself, and then we can hop into it?
Yeah, of course. Unlike the previous two speakers, I'm not Estonian. I'm American, but I've lived in Estonia for almost 3 years now, for all of the reasons that Liisi and Merilin just shared. It's really one of the best up-and-coming places to be, places to do business, places to build your life. So really happy to be there. And so you just heard about Startup Estonia and how you can kind of physically move your company to Estonia, all the support you can get for that. But we're going to talk a little bit about e-Residency. So as Merilin just mentioned, it's this tiny dot. It's a little bigger on my map here, a little more zoomed in. But we always say Estonia is a small country, but it's actually not very small. Maybe small in population, but larger in land area than Denmark, the Netherlands, Switzerland. So not too tiny. And of course, it's more than 50% forest. And one thing they like to say is 2,222 islands. And as was just mentioned in the previous slide, really one of the best places to do business, home to the most unicorn companies per capita. So, but how did we get to this? How did Estonia get to this point? Estonia has developed a reputation over the last 10 years or so, and it's known as e-Estonia. After Estonia gained independence, re-independence, after being occupied by the Soviet Union for 50 years, they decided to start fresh and do everything digitally. So that means that everything in Estonia, 99% of services, are available online. And the basis for this system is a secure digital identity system. So all citizens and residents of Estonia get a digital ID card, which you can use to access services online. This is everything from when I got my dog, Lucy. I should put a photo of her here. I registered her online. When I moved house, I registered my address online with that. Taxes can be done in 3 to 4 minutes or less. 15 seconds, see, even more. It took me days to do my US taxes. But of course, Estonia is a small country, 1.3 million people. They developed all these services for a small market. So they had this mindset of how can we actually scale this system? How can we let anyone in the world benefit from this system we've built for our citizens and residents? And this is how e-Residency came about. So 4 years ago, Estonia said, let's let anyone in the world apply to become an e-resident and get a digital identity card, just like the ones Estonia gives to its citizens and residents, only it's for accessing digital services. And of course, now we say it's a status provided to people who are neither citizens nor residents of Estonia, but are granted access to its services. And actually, this is something that all countries are going to have to deal with. In the future, all countries have to figure out a way how they interact and deal with non-citizens and residents. So Estonia is just the first one to kind of lead in this effort. So who is taking advantage of this so far? So far, the main motivation is the ability to establish and manage a location-independent company in the country. So that means that you can set up a company in Estonia, totally online, and run it from virtually anywhere. And of course, the main kind of people taking advantage of this are remote entrepreneurs, digital nomads. These are the people working on the laptop on the beach. I don't know if they get sand in their laptop or not, but and then of course, freelancers. And the fastest growing countries of this program, and why we're here today is of course, Finland and Russia are our neighbors kind of in Estonia, Ukraine, and Turkey. So that's why we're happy to be here speaking with all the Turkish entrepreneurs and, of course, all of the other entrepreneurs from the region. As Barak mentioned, I know people here from 80 countries, so we're happy to speak with all of you. So why do people become e-residents? As mentioned, you can establish and manage an EU company entirely online, so you get access to the world's largest single market for your company. You can operate in a trusted and transparent business environment. Estonia is extremely transparent. When you register a company there, you can go to the business portal. You can find out who the real owner of the company is. You can even see how much taxes they've paid. And maybe you're running out the door when you hear that. But really, it really provides a lot of trust and transparency. So you really know who you're dealing with and who you're working with when you do business in the country. And you gain access to a wide range of government services when you become an e-resident. And one kind of cool thing is you can also digitally sign contracts and other documents. So you don't have to, no more signing on paper, going to the scanner, scanning it, emailing it, etc. So the e-residency program has been around for about 4 years now. So it's not new anymore, but we've seen significant growth. So we have 50,000 e-residents from over 160 countries around the world. And those e-residents have started over 6,000 companies in the country. And just talking a little bit more about kind of one of the segments of people who are taking advantage of this program. We see a future of mobility, of people living and working where they want. I mean, there's startups here from 80 countries, and all of you came here, all of you are able to come here and still work and talk about your business. So we see a future where people can live and work where they want, and we want to be the hub for that. So we have, but these people are kind of face some problems. For example, paper-based administration can be tough. I know people tell me in Germany, people think Germany is a very advanced European nation, but when you start a company in Germany, it takes a stack of paper this thick. It takes 10 to 15 days. So Estonia, it takes a few minutes once you're an e-resident. Online services can be difficult when you're traveling. How many people here have had this problem where you're in a different country, you need to get an SMS message to log into some system, and you don't have the SIM card that's with that number, right? You've all experienced this probably. Yeah, this is something that we're solving with digital identity. So that's something that's huge. And of course, digital signatures mean no more printing and scanning, so saving our beautiful forests in Estonia. And regarding Turkey, Turkey is the fastest growing country for e-residency this year. So we have 1,800 e-residents from Turkey, and they've established 426 companies in the country. And we have a couple successful companies here. Remote was here at Startup Istanbul last year, I think. Reach People, which is a marketing technology company. Emre from this company is often our really good ambassador here in Turkey. And of course, Octo People, a UI company. And we have a super active Facebook group. We have an international Facebook group that you're all welcome to join if you want to learn more about what real people are doing. And we also have a Turkish group that's extremely active. So I recommend you check that out, and please join those. So we talked a little about Estonia and what they're doing and why they're doing it and how, but how does it practically work? So the first step is applying online to become an e-resident. This is through our police, Estonia's Police and Border Guard. You need to have a passport from your home country, and you submit this online application. It's a €100 fee to cover the costs, and then you will get a background check from Estonia's Police and Border Guard. And then you will need to collect this ID from one of Estonia's embassies. Because this is a government document, it's not a document for travel, but it is a government-issued document, so we do need to see you one time, at least in person, to make sure that you say who you are. So you will need to travel one time to one of our embassies. If you're applying in Turkey, you will go to Ankara to pick it up. If you're in India, you go to Delhi. Or we have there's all the locations are on our website, so definitely look at that. And then, as soon as you become an e-resident, you can install the ID card software and start accessing services straight away. And then after you're an e-resident, after you have your lovely card in hand, you can use that to set up a company. So the process for that is you will need to choose a business service provider from our marketplace. This provides you things like your virtual office address and your local contact person. So in Estonia, you do have 100% ownership of your company if you're an e-resident, but you will need a local contact person service. This is an EU, European Union-wide regulation. But these fees are pretty affordable, starting from like 10 or 20 euros per month, so not too prohibitive. And then after that, when you have someone that's providing that for you, you can visit our Estonia's online business registration portal, pay 190 euros, and set up a company within seconds. There is a minimum share capital price of 2,500 euros, which can be deferred for up to 10 years. And we always recommend that you check Estonian regulations for your industry. Sometimes that people ask us if they can run adult-oriented industries, or maybe you want to do crypto or something in that space. So make sure you check to see if your idea is a regulated industry. And then after you've done that, we have on the e-Residency sites, we're building a marketplace of services. This is where you can find things like software that allows you to do these digital signatures that I talked about. We have companies offering this virtual office service, accountants, tax consulting, so you can understand more broadly about your tax obligations. Banking and fintech, so as previously mentioned, TransferWise, Estonian company that offers an account called Borderless, which is really perfect for early stage companies who just need something to get started with their banking. Insurance, hiring and relocation, so all the things you need to be a successful mobile entrepreneur. And this is the marketplace that I just mentioned. And of course, I'm sure the burning question here is taxes. So just very broadly about how taxation works. Your company owes taxes where its permanent establishment is. So this means where you live and generates most of your value. So that could mean if you have your company in Estonia and you're generating all of the value in Europe and you have meetings there, or etc., you can have your permanent establishment there. But if you're in Turkey, everything is done here, everything is, all of your employees are here, all of your clients are here, then you will need to make sure that your permanent establishment of your company could be here. So e-Residency, Estonia is not a tax haven country. It's a very efficient tax service, but it's not a tax haven, it's an administrative haven, so it's about ease of doing business. But if you do have a company and qualify to pay your taxes there, it is a very competitive, flat 20% rate. And Estonia does have 57 agreements for the avoidance of double taxation with Turkey as well, and many countries represented here. And we always say, if you have any doubts about your tax obligation, in our marketplace we have lots of people who can help you understand what your obligations are. And also the Estonian tax board is actually extremely friendly. I say that as someone who's had to deal with, has anyone here dealt with a US IRS before? Don't raise your hand, that's okay. But yeah, no, Estonia, I've received friendly good morning emails from the tax board of Estonia, so they're very helpful. And so we've had this program for 4 years, and we have 50,000 e-residents, but what next? We've been talking about this for a while. This is actually our second or third time here. So what happens next? Well, last year we worked with the president of Estonia, Kersti Kaljulaid, that's her right there in the back right. And we wrote a white paper about the future of e-residency and how Estonia can make e-residency a big national idea. So what does that mean? The focus of the program is going to be on location-independent professionals. This is something that this is the future that we see. As mentioned, people doing business where they want to live and work. If that's Estonia with a startup visa or what have you, then that's even better. But more support for female entrepreneurs, we want to do better about that. And of course, adding more digital ID pickup locations. So Estonia is a small country. Our embassy network is quite small. Like for example, unfortunately, we don't have a pickup location in Pakistan. I was talking to some really great Pakistani entrepreneurs earlier. So we want to improve that. We want to make it accessible for everyone around the world. And Estonian, as you just heard from my previous colleagues here speaking, Estonians speak English flawlessly, and that's never a problem living in Estonia. But we do want to make sure, we're improving it to make sure you can do all of your business in English in Estonia, making it easier for global companies to establish there. We want to provide clear guidance on your business operations. And of course, continuing to develop our e-residency marketplace and providing more support for companies who want to serve e-residents. So if you're sitting in this room and you're thinking, hey, I have a good idea about how I could serve this growing group of location-independent entrepreneurs, e-residents, talk to me and let's talk about it. And of course, improving choice of banking services. And the technology of the digital ID card, as I said before, was launched in 2002. So it's nothing new, it's nothing fancy, it's been around for a while. So we want to see what new kinds of digital identities Estonia can build, and what's the next level of that. And we want to have one integrated portal in Estonia of all of the digital government services. And e-residency is not just about becoming a digital citizen of the country, a digital resident of the country. We want you to come and visit. We want you to be there. We want you to learn about Startup Estonia. We want you to apply for the startup visa. And this is how Estonia grows its network of friends around the world. And of course, that means working with our Ministry of Culture to help e-residents learn about movies and books in Estonia, coming to events. This is the Estonian Song Festival happening this year, actually. And yeah, we want to build these connections, human connections with our e-residents. It's not just about setting up a company and we are just the back office for you. We want to know you. And one more thing, we have this knowledge base on our website. So I know you have lots of questions. Anytime you set up a company in another country, you're going to have lots of questions. We've been diligently working on this new knowledge base. So you can talk to me after. I'll try my best to answer it. But this is your #1 resource of where to find answers to your questions.
What did you say your WhatsApp number is? No, just kidding.
Yeah, personal one. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Alex. So are there a couple of quick questions we can give for Alex? Anyone have a question on e-residency? Wow, you were that thorough.
I know you're all going to come up to me and say, yeah, but what about this? And it's
well,
okay.
they're waiting to the after party, maybe.
Exactly.
It's when there's cold beer and it's easier.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do we have a microphone right up here? Excellent. And you just let us know who you are and where you're from. It would be great. Could you turn on the handheld? Yeah. Try it again. Try it, yeah.
Hi.
Huh?
Hello?
There you go.
Here we go. Hi, my name is Karina. I'm actually Estonian, but I'm based in London.
Oh, wow, okay.
I do work quite a bit with companies and actually our embassy in Estonia as well. And I get a lot of inquiries from countries like Pakistan or other developing countries. The question that I get asked is about due diligence and KYC and the processes that are essentially important in this process of registering. What are the chances of someone not to be admitted or to be declined in the e-residency program?
So I think only about 2 to 4% of the applications are declined. So when you apply for your residency, you go through a similar process to a visa check. So if you've been declined for a visa before, you could be declined for that as well. But keep in mind that you're actually not visiting the country with e-residency, or it doesn't provide access to travel. So the threshold is a little bit lower. So you're only accessing digital services. So I can't really speak about the process. That's controlled by the Estonia's Police and Border Guard Board. But only about 2 to 4% of people are declined for their application.
Fantastic. Cool.
Just wanted to know statistics.
The microphone, I think, is off. Go ahead. Okay. This gentleman here has a question.
Muhammad, from Palestine. I'm living here. I have a kids mobile company. I like the Estonia. But can we know what is the famous industries that in Estonia we can invest it, we can make a business in there? What is the famous industries? In Turkey we can invest in foods, in clothes, other business. But in Estonia, what is?
So the question is, what are the most famous industries?
Yeah. I mean, I think you can ask my colleagues here after one-on-one, and they'd be happy to explain more. But really, I think Estonia's transition from a resource economy, things like forestry, to a knowledge economy, right? The most unicorns per capita in the world. So it's a tech hub. We're building a tech hub of the world. So I would say you would invest in technology companies there, financial technology, marketing technology, all these sort of things. But of course, traditional industry does still exist, some agriculture, timber products. Estonia builds really cool wooden houses that they export all over, saunas, things like that. So there are other opportunities besides tech.
All right, you had us at saunas. That's all. Yeah, that's really it. Maybe time for one more question. Anyone? One up here? Yes, question up here. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. My name is Hashim and I'm from Pakistan.
Okay.
Authentic. My question is that if this e-Estonia visa is not for travel, and one has a company there, a company address there, and somebody from global marketplace wants to meet you there, and you are unable to travel, doesn't it make you more dubious?
Well, I would say that no, because you're getting a lot of benefits from having this company in Estonia. We want you there. Of course, you know, if you need to travel, then maybe something like startup visa would be something you could look at. Or, I guess my question would be, I can't imagine a situation like that. You know, we're empowering so many people, I think, who have a company in Estonia to do business globally. So yes, it's not perfect, and it's not a travel document. And as Marilyn said, I think I would also like to welcome as many people to Estonia as possible. But yeah, it's true, it's not for everyone, but I think you can still find a lot of benefit from it.
Fantastic. Well, let's thank Alex and definitely resource him.
Good.